not playing 2K. They not just running up and down the court and shooting threes wildly and giving you a whole lot of highlights. All they doing is satisfying their fans with a whole lot of W's. Like the homie Shannon Sharp say, when you come to his store, he only got W's and L's, and the Spurs ain't giving you a whole lot of L's under no circumstances. But if you foolish enough to believe that Greg Popovich and R.C. Buke are going to let this thing fall off with the retirement of a 41-year-old man who they probably already, at the beginning of the summer, they probably already said, hey, we know you're about to retire. Hold on before you make your decision, because the Spurs are just seem to be that kind of organization. I know they've had this situation with Kawhi where things are not doing as well as they would like. They have situations to whereas Kawhi is unhappy. It's Kawhi. I get it, man. But everybody's allowed to make a mistake. Kawhi handled that thing a little wrong, and the Spurs were very wrong in that situation. People don't think about how wrong the Spurs were in that situation. If you don't understand why I believe the Spurs are wrong, here you go. Look, when you have a prime athlete like like Kawhi Leonard on your team, you're looking at a guy who's one of the best in the league, one of the best in league history, and you gonna let this dude exactly almost 50 games a year since the 80s. Understand the Spurs. That's another comment about a homie Angry Black Man. Join the homie in the chat room, y'all. And the bench warmers. Go into that chat room. Introduce yourself to Angry Black Man. Again, one of the dopest dudes on Spreaker. Y'all gonna holler at the homie Doc Bell. There's gonna be a lot of people in here in a minute. Get to know these people. We building the community right here on Spreaker, y'all. It's a real situation. It's us talking to us about our situations in our community, our culture. And we saying it the way we say it. We ain't on here trying to sound like Brian Gumble. No disrespect to the homie Brian Gumble. I'm one of the few people that defend Brian Gumble, but because I've done some research on the brother. But we not on here trying to sound like ESPN. We try if we sound like ESPN. Shout out to the sister Jamil here. We're gonna talk about that a little later. Who leaving ESPN, and we giving like old school Hollywood Shuffle. We giving ESPN the finger for letting her go, because we all know what that's about. You can't be yourself and be on ESPN. So that's why we on Spreaker. We building our own community. But back to what I was saying, man. The Spurs, when you have a big time athlete like Kawhi Leonard in his prime, doing his thing, and he has an injury, who you know you've misdiagnosed more than one of his injuries. You don't let players like Tony Parker come out and Manu Ginobili. I don't have an issue with what Manu Ginobili said. He pretty much was saying next man up. Now, if you say next man up, see, that's why T.O. fell out with the homie McFive, because he didn't want people to just dismiss him and say, oh yeah, he wanted people to be like, oh no, T.O., you the man. We ain't gonna be nothing without you, but we not gonna do that, are we, people? We not gonna let that happen. We under no circumstances are we letting that happen. Please believe it. But at the end of the day, man, we're looking at a situation to whereas when you are on a situation like the Spurs, you don't let your ancillary parts disrespect any part of the organization. And that's where the Spurs went wrong. Everybody want to act like Kawhi Leonard is this shy, timid dude. He's not. First and foremost, they keep putting it out there. Oh, his uncle is handling his affairs. His uncle, like it's his Uncle Clarence or something, with a damn do-rag on and a square in his ear. That's not the case. This dude's uncle is an investment banker, one of the most respected investment bankers in the United States of America. This dude has been there since Kawhi got drafted by the Spurs, when he re-upped with the Spurs a few years ago, and he's there with him now. If you don't believe me, check out this dude named Brian Gelsiger on NBA.com, NBA Radio. He wrote an article, and he actually confirms what I'm telling you, that Kawhi's pulling all the strings. He's a man. He's doing his own thing, and he just has his agent as the front, his uncle as his front man, because he don't feel like dealing with the media. So please miss me with all that Kawhi's weak. He needs to speak up for himself. No, he don't. Marvin Harrison. If Marvin Harrison started talking, 99.9% of y'all wouldn't know what the hell he sounded like. You wouldn't know who he was. So please miss me with that nonsense. Kawhi's doing his thing, and the Spurs. Kawhi, maybe he should have said something directly to the Spurs, but he don't owe us as the fan. It's anything. If his injury was misdiagnosed, if he wasn't feeling 100%, because these are the same people that if Kawhi would have went out there at about 95%, y'all would have been, oh man, he done fell off, he this, he that. Don't nobody give you credit when you playing hurt. They want you to be at 100% at all time. As long as they see letter on the back of the jersey, Spurs on the front of the jersey, he needs to be hooping at 1,000%, and that's just not the case. So miss me with that nonsense. The Spurs handled it wrong. You don't let nobody come out. Look, they wouldn't let anybody come out and say anything about Tim. They wouldn't let anybody come out and say, the Bulls wouldn't let nobody say nothing about Jordan. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing about Kobe and so forth and so on. So you don't let, just because Kawhi handles his business different than you, don't mean he's weak. It don't mean any of that. So miss me with that nonsense. But shout out to Kawhi Leonard, man, doing your thing. He probably gonna be with the Lakers, and let's talk about that. The Lakers, everybody is doing their damnedest to keep Kawhi. They want to talk Kawhi out of the Lakers. You know why? Because Magic Johnson running the Lakers, and we've seen 1,000. We've seen 1,001. Greetings. Welcome aboard, man. 4 Aces presents the 4 Aces Network, man. Welcome to the show, man. Thank you for supporting the show. I personally believe a lot of people are not, they don't want LeBron James and Magic Johnson to succeed. I don't care what nobody says. We looking at a situation where you got this black dude running the most storied franchise in NBA history. You know, the Celtics won more, and the Celtics on point more, but they in regards to socially, the Celtics are on point more because first black head coach, first team to get a whole bunch of starting five of brothers, and then everybody always talk about how the Celtics organization might have loved black folks, but look, that town of Boston ain't been too friendly to our community, so we ain't trying to hear. But when you go to the left coast, you got the Lakers, and they've had some of the greatest players in the history of the game. Elgin Baylor, who's not talked about enough. F the Lakers. Hey, man, but you got to give the Lakers their respect for Aces. Come on, bro. Come on now, man. The Lakers, you might not like them, but the Lakers dope. Look, they got Elgin Baylor, who's not talked about enough because, look, at the end of the day, Elgin Baylor was the precursor to Dr. J and Connie Hawkins. Dr. J, Connie Hawkins, and David Thompson was the precursor to Clyde Drexler, Dominique Wilkins, and Michael Jordan, and so forth and so on. But you got Elgin Baylor, you got Jerry West, you got Gail Goodrich, you got Wilt Still, Kareem, Jamal Wilkes, Bob McAdoo. The Lakers got some of the greatest players in the history of basketball on their roster. So we know where we live. Don't nobody want to see Magic Johnson winning because it's another brother winning. And, it's cool to let Michael Jordan get a team because Mike ain't winning. It's like, and they get to talk. Remember all that talk right before LeBron signed with the Lakers? Remember all that, y'all? Everybody and their mom and their uncle was kicking LeBron in his face. He ain't gonna, kicking Magic in his face. If he don't, your boy on ESPN Smith, for those who new to the End of the Bench show, I'm not a Stephen A. Smith fan at all. I've met the dude in person. I'm not even shaking his hand when I meet him again. It's not going down. But anyway, Stephen A. Smith was half giving backhanded compliments. People talking about if Magic Johnson isn't successful, yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, he is successful. People don't want Kawhi Leonard to go there because they know if Kawhi goes there and LeBron start winning, oh, no, man, it ain't nothing. Oh, yeah. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Jamal Wilkes is super dope. And I like the Dub, so I'm not no Dub hater, man. I personally, for Aces, let me tell you this, man. And before I get back to my point, for Aces, let me tell you this, brother. I think personally, and you tell me what you think about this. Personally, I think the Dubs saved basketball because basketball was finna be a one-on-one ESPN boring-ass highlight, and the Dubs came in. They showed you we can shoot the three. We got Draymond acting a fool out here. We got Clay D'ing fools up. Then they add KD. He got the mid-range game. That's the entire spectrum of basketball. So I ain't mad. And I totally agree with that because Billy. Hey, but hold, Angry Black. What if Billy don't get hurt, bro? What if Billy don't get hurt? Is it still the worst trade? Is it still the worst trade if Billy O don't get hurt? See, we having some fun on this End of the Bench podcast, y'all. Y'all better get in this chat room, man. I got Angry Black. and Four Aces, man. It's the homie seems his name seems to be Saint. I got Saint and Angry Black Man in the chat room. They killing it on the bench, y'all. But anyway, man, I think people are upset. I'm not even mad if the Dubs win. I'm not one of these dudes that's hollering at they've won enough. Enough with them winning. It's time for somebody else to win. It's time for somebody else to win when y'all beat them Dubs, man. That's what time it is. But back to the Lakers, man. I believe people don't want to see Magic Johnson succeed because, let's be honest, if you're old enough to remember when Magic Johnson announced that he was HIV positive, it was a bunch of people running around here thinking Magic Johnson would not be with us today. Yours truly included. I remember this dude at my gig at the time. He was like, hey, man, I think Magic Johnson can beat this. And I looked at him and said, man, you must be out your motherfucking mind. That dude, oh, no, the Dubs ain't done. They ain't done, brother. They ain't done, brother Saint. No, they still in effect. I'm telling you, man, I like them, man. All that. Hey, get as many good players as you can get on that team. If they can get the Western Conference All-Stars on there, not beat them. That's just the way it go, man. Hey, because at the end of the season, I'm not one of these dudes that's mad at these quote-unquote super teams. Because if you my age 48, you know the league has been comprised of super teams since I've been living. It's only been 13 teams win the NBA title in my lifetime. 13 teams have won the NBA title. So don't tell me about no damn super team when I grew up watching Larry Bird, Tiny Archibald. At one point, Larry Bird, Tiny Archibald, Robert Parrish, my man. That's what I'm talking about, saying. So me and you know, we know what it looked like. The Celtics, the Lakers, hell, the Pistons had a bruiser squad. The hell, people, I love the way Michael Jordan apologists or fans or whatever you want to call yourself, people who love Mike, or I'm gonna use the big word of the day, y'all, sycophants. They try to act like the Bulls had a bunch of Rudy Poos and Michael Jordan was playing 5-on-1. Hey, y'all, last 3 championships, Mike had 2 Hall of Famers. 2 Hall of Famers on the court with him. So I don't want to hear that. The first championship, he had him and Scottie Pippen, top 50 player. You had All-Star Horace Grant. Hey, let's not forget, he was older. He wasn't washed yet, but Bill Cartwright was an all-star early in his career. Before he got to the Bulls, he was a 24-9 dude. So let's not act like the Bulls had a bunch of goofballs out there and Michael Jordan was scoring 94 points and the rest of the team was scoring 6. So miss me with that nonsense. If that's what you believe, you're a damn fool. But back to the Lakers, man. I do believe it is a subculture out there, or mainstream media. Ain't no damn subculture. It's mainstream media don't want Magic Johnson to succeed. That's the only reason I want him to succeed. Because look, they hate Magic Johnson because Magic Johnson wasn't supposed to take that. He's supposed to go sit his ass down somewhere and shrivel up and die. But Magic Johnson, however the case is, he didn't beat this damn disease, or he's fighting it off. And now he's turned himself into a billionaire, buying into the Dodgers, buying into the Lakers. Now he's running the Lakers. If Magic Johnson continues to win, it inspires young people. Then you got this dude, LeBron James. Hate him, love him, or indifferent about him. LeBron James is an inspiration to our community. And LeBron James is doing his thing. He's showing people, no, you don't have to allow these NBA team owners to pimp you out and do what the hell they want you to do. You do what's best for you. And the last time I checked, hey, if I'm wrong, I want my man Angry Black and I want my man Saint to join in, and I want them to chime in on this. You disagree? Magic is no. That's the homie Ant Lansdowne. Hey Ant, before I'm gonna make a statement, and then I'm gonna come back to this. Damn, you made me lose my train of thought. Hey, welcome aboard Ant Lansdowne, man. He's a bench warmer. Meet the homie Saint from Four Aces, man, and Angry Black Man. I haven't listened to Saint show yet, but Angry Black Man got a dope ass show. He was killing it last Friday. I think it was last Friday. I was interacting with him. Dope ass show. But I do believe that I'm gonna address Ant then. Ant, Magic Johnson as a person is accepted by mainstream America. Magic Johnson as an executive is not, because I don't care what nobody says. The reason I feel that Magic Johnson isn't accepted. Magic Johnson ain't only been on that job a year and a half. Magic Johnson. What's up, Joe? Joe, another brother from the end of the bench. He's a bench warmer, and Joe bench warmer. Man, introduce yourself to Same Angry Black Man. You know I love that name. I mean, Jungle Brother. I'm sorry. Angry Black Man. That is Angry Black.